Early morning sunrise, cloudy mountain peaks, canopy of trees, echoing calls of birds, majestic waterfalls, and crystal clear natural springs. Wildflowers, animals, and insects. Beautiful stars over clear night sky. These are just a few of the amazing sights and sounds at the Northern Negros Natural Park. Long before the Spanish colonization, the then Buglas Island thrived in dense tropical rainforest of immense diversity. Then, in the 16th century, the Spaniards introduced sugar, one of the finest spices in the world. The cultivation of sugarcane led to a dramatic conversion of vast forest lands into agricultural fields in the 1800s. Now popular as one of the sugar centers in the Philippines, Negros sugar industry steadily flourished in the 1900s, and with it, the progressive decline of forest cover in the island. At the end of World War II, 40% of the forest cover was gone. What followed was the proliferation of extensive logging operations all over the country, which practically decimated all of the tropical rainforests in the lowlands. Compounding the rate of forest devastation was the economic boom experienced by the sugar industry in the 1950s up to the 1960s. Beginning thereon, sugar plantations vastly expanded that even the rugged hillsides were not spared. Because of its biological biodiversity and unique physical and biophysical significance, the remaining mountainous and forested areas in northern Negros was declared as a forest reserve. Decades later, on the 15th of August 2005, President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo signed Presidential Proclamation Number 895, elevating the NNFR to become the Northern Negros Natural Park.
On June 22, 2018, Philippine President Rodrigo Roa Duterte signed into law the Inaypas Act of 2018. By the mandate of Inaypas Act, the legal management and territorial jurisdiction lies over the Protected Area Management Board, with the supervision of the Department of Environment and Natural Resources.
The PAMB is mandated by law to decide matters relating to planning, protection, conservation, and general administration of the area in accordance with the Protected Area Management Plan. The PAMB exercises the authority, control, and regulatory functions over the entire natural park to include, but not limited to, ecotourism-oriented activities. The Northern Negros Natural Park is located on the northern part of Negros Island, with an aggregate area of 70,826.16 hectares, and falls within the political jurisdiction of 11 local government units. The Northern Negros Natural Park forms part of the largest watershed of the province of Negros Occidental, being the main source of water for 17 municipalities and cities. There are three major watersheds in NNNP, which supports the household and agricultural needs in central and northern Negros Island. These are Imbang Malogo Watershed, Himugaan River Watershed, and Bago River Watershed. These watershed areas also support several industries, commercial establishments, and recreational resorts for their water needs. The life-giving waters of the Northern Negros Natural Park and its watersheds sustains the food and livelihood of more than 2 million people.
The essence of protecting and conserving the Northern Negros Natural Park and the different watersheds, especially in these areas, will provide continued management and protection, thereby water resources, flora and fauna, and the needs of communities that are totally dependent on the resources of these areas. Northern Negros Natural Park and its watersheds has been implemented with different programs and projects under the Department of Environment and Natural Resources, and one of which is the National Greening Program. Northern Negros Natural Park has been the recipients of the NGP since 2011, accounting more or less 21,000 hectares in the different municipalities and cities that covers the Northern Negros Natural Park. Strict implementation of protected areas laws and policy, and when it comes to law enforcement, we are implementing the community-based law enforcement, working with the different people's organizations and the different groups, providing assistance and law enforcement in the Northern Negros Natural Park.
So kabahin sa programa sa aton DNR ang ginatawag nato niyang awareness for environment and also gaupod naton ang livelihood.
The Northern Negros Natural Park is home to wild fauna endemic to Negros Island and Visayas region. It houses Negros Island's endangered species of mammals. Northern Negros Natural Park hosts an array of wildflowers, ferns, palms, orchids, herbs, and trees. Several hardwood tree species of dipterocarps are also found in the park. The park houses 6 of Negros Island species of large mammals, 2 of which are endangered.
Within the Northern Negros Natural Park, located in Barangay Bunga, Don Salvador Benedicto, part of Northern Negros Natural Park, for a soft release of Visayan spotted deer and Visayan warty pig, and then with some birds like Tarictic hornbill. This serves as a breakthrough for us because this is the first within the Northern Negros Natural Park to host this endemic animals that eventually, when the communities around the forest are ready and well informed, we will release them truly to the forest.
It was identified by BirdLife International as an important habitat for birds. It is home to 140 species of birds, 44 species of which are endemic to the Philippines and has been documented in the park.
The department, in partnership with local government units, employed various tools to monitor the status of our protected area. We have biodiversity assessment monitoring system, which is monitoring tool to assess the quality of flora and fauna. Impact monitoring is another activity which measures the impact of ecotourism activities to our natural landmarks. Finally, we mobilize our forest rangers with the regular Lawin patrol to monitor and address threats within the PA. Amidst the efforts, there are still a number of violators who engage in illegal activities within the park. These are cases of illegal occupation, illegal cutting, and kaingin activities, to name a few. But with strong partnership with concerned agencies and local communities, we are positive that we can address all of these.
The Northern Negros Natural Park is a great potential site for ecotourism. Its extensive forest covers, waterfalls, sulfur springs, historical sites, and unique species of flora and fauna is a magnet for local and foreign tourists. The park is great for activities such as trekking, camping, bird watching, and other academic and recreational events. NNNP aims to be globally competitive with its program for ecotourism. Together with the local government units, tenured migrant communities, and other concerned institutions, this program will provide socio-economic opportunities that will benefit the park and the local area for long-term conservation and sustainability.
There are several accommodation facilities, overnight facilities for those who wish to spend a day or two within the park. And of course, there are now several tourist restrooms within the park itself to accommodate our guests and our visitors. The COVID-19 pandemic has had a significant impact on the activities within the Northern Negros Natural Park. Pre-COVID, there were a regular number of guests and visitors at the LGUs within the park. When COVID hit, these visitors, the numbers was drastically reduced, thus also affecting the source of income of the residents within the local community. We can achieve sustainable tourism in various ways. One of these is to preserve the existing resources that we have, whether it is water resource or mineral resource. There should be a collaborative effort put as a priority conservation efforts from each one of us as to preserving the biodiversity in the area. It comes with the responsibility that we may use these resources for us, but we also have the responsibility to preserve these for the next generations. Another would be to push for the conservation efforts from each of us, whether we are an LGU, we are a barangay, or a province.
Procedures in securing permits for mountaineering activities. A. The park is open to Filipinos and foreigners who wish to conduct mountaineering activities within the area of the park, provided that the rules and regulations of the park is followed, and necessary permits and forms are accomplished prior to the scheduled activity. B. Booking and processing permits are required 1 week before the scheduled mountaineering activity. C. Individuals must comply and submit the following duly accomplished forms: Individual Information Form, Individual Notarized Waiver, Health Certificate from any government doctor, Zero Waste Management Commitment Form, Attend mandatory orientation of NNNP rules, regulations, and policies. D. A mountaineering fee of 300 pesos for Filipino tourists and 500 pesos for foreign tourists is required for each person. E. Only 2 groups of trekkers per trail are allowed on 2 weeks intervals within the protected area of the park. F. A maximum of 10 persons in one group, including porters and guides, is allowed. G. It is mandatory to hire the services of accredited guides and porters for every group trekking inside the park. H. The services for guides and porters are at 750 pesos a day. I. Trekkers are strictly encouraged to practice social distancing and observe minimum health protocols to prevent the transmission of COVID-19.
The following are illegal acts and are prohibited in the park under Republic Act Number 11038 or NIPAS Act of 2018 with their corresponding fines and penalties for violators under Section 20 and 21.
A. Poaching, killing, and disturbing wildlife within the protected area. B. Hunting, collecting, or possessing any wildlife or any byproduct derived from wildlife in the protected area. C. Cutting, gathering, or removing timber in the protected area without necessary permits from DENR. D. Possessing and transporting timber, exotic wildlife, and forest byproducts without permits from DENR. E. Dumping and throwing of waste and hazardous chemicals in the protected area. F. Operating any motorized conveyance in the area without PAMB approval. G. Altering, removing, and destroying or defacing boundary marks and signs. H. Engaging in kaingin or any manner causing forest fire in the protected area. I. Mutilating, defacing, destroying, excavating, vandalizing, or in any manner damaging any natural formation. J. Damaging and leaving roads and trails in bad conditions. K. Littering and or depositing refuse or debris on the ground or bodies of water. L. Possessing or using blasting caps or explosives anywhere within the protected area. M. Occupying or dwelling in a public land without PAMB clearance. N. Constructing, erecting any structure, fence or enclosure, or any business enterprise in the protected area without PAMB or DENR permits. O. Undertaking mineral exploration or extraction within the protected area. P. Engaging in commercial or large-scale quarrying within the protected area. Q. Establishing or introducing exotic species, including GMOs or invasive alien species, within the protected area. R. Conducting bioprospecting within the protected area without PAMB or DENR permits. S. Bioprospecting for hidden treasure within the protected area. T. Purchasing, mortgaging, selling, or leasing lands of the protected area covered by any tenural instrument. U. Constructing any permanent structure within the 40-meter easement from the high water mark of any natural body of water.
Over the years, the NNNP has forged strong partnership with NGOs, academe, local communities, and other stakeholders in monitoring and conserving our wildlife. We have capacitated our partner to be effective multipliers of our mission. We are hopeful that the future of our biodiversity will be brighter than ever.
It is important to protect and conserve our watersheds and forests. Its diverse and unique flora and fauna plays an important role to every Negrense household. Our way of life is interdependent on these remaining patches of lush green forests in the island. Conserving and protecting the Northern Negros Natural Park today gives hope for a sustainable future.